My name is Ade, and I'll be hosting you this evening. By show of hands, how many people were here yesterday? Oh, fantastic. Thank you for joining again this evening. Is there anyone open to sharing what the experience yesterday was like? And give us a quick recap of what they learned and what the experience of the session yesterday was. I see Oluwatoyosi. Oluwatoyosi, would you be willing to share? Oluwatosin. Oluwatosin, you can just unmute, yeah. Oluwatosin Mayowa David.
Yes, sorry, I mistakenly exited myself. So I came in late yesterday, but from the part, good evening, everybody. From the part that I joined in, Mr. Olumide had already uploaded the document, the file rather, not document, the file, and the Excel file he uploaded was in pivot form.
Okay.
It was already filtered using pivot. So he taught us how to make use of our data, even if it's when it's in that pivot form, how to clean it up and still make it useful.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. Is there anyone who wasn't here yesterday that is here today? Well, for those of us that joined late yesterday or were not able to be here yesterday, we have the recording of yesterday's session up on the Creed YouTube channel. So that's a very good avenue for you to catch up on what you missed yesterday. We're going to start today's session right now. A big thank you and welcome to everybody who came yesterday and is here again today. And for those of you joining us for the first time, we introduced our speaker yesterday, so we will not spend time to do that again today. You can catch up on whatever it is that you missed yesterday on our YouTube channel. But a quick recap of house rules again. This session is recorded, and the recording will be uploaded on the YouTube channel of the Creed Aberdeen. If you have any reservations about being part of a recorded session, please reach out to us so that we can manage data protection regarding that. Welcome again to our amazing facilitator. I'm going to pronounce the surname correctly today. Ibilaiye. I have practiced. Just so you know, I have practiced. Thank you for your time yesterday. It was a very insightful session. And like Oluwatosin has told us, yesterday we learned about importing data sets into the Power BI platform. We also learned how to download the Power BI desktop version for those of us who are non-Mac users. For those of you who are Mac users, there's the I think it's the app version that you can use. You would not have all the full features of the desktop version, and you will probably not be able to share whatever it is you have worked on, but there are ways around it. We also learned how to import. So after importing our spreadsheets into the Power BI platform, we learned how to analyze it and the different dashboard expressions that we could have. The dataset we worked with yesterday was already pivoted on Excel. Pivot means that you have already sort of put it in like a pivot table that has sort of summarized the data set for you. And that's where we're going to pick up today. Like we announced yesterday, this is a 3-day session, yesterday, today, and tomorrow's session will be physical at the Redeemed Christian Church of God Fountain of Love Assembly. That's located on 29 Palmerston Road. And we'll start tomorrow's session at 11 a.m. Tomorrow's session will be completely practical. You would have the opportunity to practicalize what you have learned yesterday and today. Our speaker would assign projects to you, and if there's any projects or areas of interest that you want or you have, yes, you can bring that up as well. If there's any data sets that you have that you would like to analyze or work on, you can bring that aboard as well. This is a peer-to-peer learning session. So it means that you'll be working in groups and you'll be learning from each other as much as you're learning from the facilitator. And the facilitator is also open to, working with you and learning from you on any interesting projects you would like to work on. We will keep all microphones muted whilst the speaker is talking, just so that we don't have a distracting session. But please feel free to unmute yourself to ask a question or to make any contributions without being disruptive to the speaker's session when it is ongoing. If there's any questions, you would also have the opportunity at the end of session to ask your questions if you choose to not interrupt the speaker session and you want to wait until the end of the session. We will have feedback forms sent out later today and after tomorrow's session, just to get a feedback of what we have covered and what else you would like to see us cover, especially around the data analytics bootcamp and other areas of data analysis. I'm going to allow Mr. Ibilaiye take over now. To think that I practiced that over and over again. Ibilaiye. Aha! I'm a good student. So welcome. The floor is yours now. Thank you.
Thank you. And I thank everybody for being here, also for participating in this 3-day bootcamp. I was saying bootcamp. I'm going to share my screen now. It's not. Let me see the screen. Good. I'm sharing the second screen. Good. Please don't mind me. I'll be looking this way because I have a bigger screen on this side. Quick things that I need to explain to you guys before I go on and start doing whatever we're going to do. I've gone to this website. Hello? I've gone to this website and I've looked at.
Yes.
So I've looked at some data sets that who probably use today and do an end-to-end transformation, loading, transformation, and reporting. I've tried to put the process flow of what we are going to do here, which is requirement gathering, which we are going to get from this. We are using this data set. So hold on. Allow me to send it to you now. You can go to that address, and the data set we're going to use today is there. So all you need to do is just go here and download the CSV file into whatever location that you would want it, whether it's your downloads or your desktop, and go ahead and extract it using your zip. So for instance, it's already zipped, so you have to extract it into a folder. Just right click and export. This is already exported. But once you download, just download it and do what you have to do with it. Key concepts that I'd like to explain before we go further. Data modeling, because we're going to use it today, and we are going to actually use Power BI measures to do a few things today. Let me start like this. Data modeling is like when you are creating a blueprint. It's a blueprint that you use to organize data. Let's take let's take this for an example. Imagine that you want to build a house. Before the construction begins itself, an architect will design like a blueprint for you, which they will outline the layout, the dimensions, and the structure of the house. Similarly, data modeling it also involves the designing of that blueprint for organizing data in your database. Yesterday, I tried to explain what a database will be, what it will be like. So this blueprint, what it ensures that that your house is built to specification. The door is supposed to be where it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be in the middle of the wall. It's supposed to be at an angle. It's supposed to be the standard length by the British standard. It's supposed to be 2.1 meters. Height of the build. Those are things that is specified in your blueprints. Similarly, it is what data modeling also will try to do it for you. In data modeling, you'll be hearing things like entity relationship diagram. It's a diagram that shows how entities, in this case, the tables in that database, like I explained yesterday, the tables, how they relate to each other. I tried to use something like an account and a customer yesterday. I will expand on it, and when you see it physically with this particular data set here, you probably appreciate it more. And inside those entities, they will have attributes. Attributes meaning that they are like the columns. And for each entity, you have attributes in it. Say, for instance, you have like a student table, you have like a student ID in there, you have the name and the email address. Those are attributes of that table. And they'll have their specific characteristics to say that it's a string, that's a text, or it's a number, or it's a number, or it's a date, whatever it is. And those are things. So I hope that is clear. Measures in Power BI, the calculations that you use that you define to analyze your data. It allows you to perform certain calculations on your data dynamically to display the result without altering the way your data is in itself. You will see it in play as we go on. So here, I've tried to download the what they call it, the data set, and this is what it contains. It contains 4 records, 4 files, other details, others, pizza types, and pizza. And so the data dictionary for this guy will be such that on this table, you have, on this others table, you have 3 fields, other ID, date, time. Other details is related because it's like when you go and buy something in the supermarket, they give you a receipt that contains your order. It's one receipt. When you see the items that you have bought, those will be your order details. In that, your receipt, you have an order number, and you see all the things that you bought. You'll be listed under it. For this case, we're using like a pizza system where they sell all sorts of variants of pizza, and you would want to say that somebody orders one and others maybe chicken barbecue, what's just give me one other name, something
Fries.
Thank you.
Fries.
What?
Fries.
Fries. Yes, and sites, and you will be part of that your order because it's there. So what these data sets, these are the recommended analysis that we'll try and follow. The questions asked is how many customers do we have each day? Are there any peak hours? Okay. How many pizzas are typically, how many pizzas are typically in an order? Do we have any bestsellers? So bestsellers will be maybe like the top 5 selling variants of this thing, and the ones that are not selling so much, they'll be the top bottom sellers. So are there any pizzas that we should take off the menu? I think this is supposed to be up. This is the bottom one, but there's can we identify any seasonality that we will be talking about dates? You're talking about periods. So things that they're asking us to do here, we'll try and, as much as possible, try and address them in the way that we bring the data in. So without much ado, let me just go to the Power BI desktop and we'll start to get our data like we did yesterday.
Zara, do you have a question? You have your hand raised.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, sorry to take us a little bit back. There's a link the facilitator sent, so I'm just trying. I opened the link, but I think I just need a little information of what to do and go about it.
If you look at my screen, if you look at my screen here, this is where the link takes you. Just go here and download your data. You can decide to preview it here and see what it contains. This is what the other details, the pizza master and pizza types, which is barbecue chicken, the name, presto, pizza, southwest, and things like that. So just download it. And once you download it, extract using Windows. Sorry, let me go to my download so that you see it. Extract here, and you find a folder where you have those files. Yes, sorry, I'm trying to bring, so here. The first step, we're going to go through what we did yesterday. It's about getting the data from that directory. If you look at it, let me show you. If you look at these files, they look like Excel, but they are not Excel. They are CSV files. If you do properties, you see them, they are comma-separated files. .csv, that's the extension, meaning that they are text and they are just separated by commas. So instead of using Excel, you do a text or a CSV. And what you do is get it once, open. We have to import all of them, the 4 of them. So there are different ways by which you can do load and go back and get data. But you can also do transform, which you take it to the Power Query front, and you're able to, from there, you've seen your data that you have. Instead of applying and closing, you can come here and load directly from here, the next file. Sorry. Okay, so others too. Okay. The third one. And the last file. Then, okay. So, to this. Now, the next step that I said that we were going to do is in a transformation checklist. to rename the tables and the columns so that they just look okay and they don't look they are ready for reporting. So there are two ways. I'll change the table names now. There are two ways you can either from these properties there change the table names from here, or from here you double click and you do other details. Similarly, I'll do this on all of them. Sorry, but it takes time to get this done.
Sorry to interrupt you again. Oluwatose Mayowa, you have your hand raised.
Yes, please. I don't know if the link for today's data set can be sent again on the chat. Somehow I can't see any chat.
Okay, I'll just I'll get that reposted. You can continue.
I've sent it again. Okay,
Or
like this one now. Like this one. Sorry.
And somebody's asking if you can zoom out your slide.
Right.
Yes, it's too tiny.
This. Are you sure?
Is it possible to make it bigger?
Sorry, I don't have a zoom option there. Let me see if I can do my
right hand side of your screen.
what?
The bottom right hand side, there's usually like a button that allows you to.
Okay. It's not on this one. It's not here.
You can also, the person asking, you can also zoom out from your hand as well. Yeah, Zara, you can also expand the screen from your end as well. So maybe you should try that. The link to the dataset has been reposted in the chat box for those of you trying to download the dataset.
So for this one here, we're trying to, the first thing that we're trying to do is see that the columns, yeah, they are doing column one. So what we'll do is transform it and put first row and do figure. Okay. So here again, all I said is that we are going to also check if a data type check to see that they are in order. These are things that you check. Okay, order ID is supposed to be a number. It's a number. It's a number, and this, yes, there's no the number, and the quantity is supposed to be a string. It's supposed to be a number, and this pizza is supposed to be, and same thing, time is time, and this, and this. I think that is all for now. Now, I also said that we'll be replacing null values. We check for null values because these are things that you should normally check for. Check for null values, and if they're there, you replace them, especially on the numerical fields, so that when you want to do like an aggregation on it, you won't be getting errors up and down. So if that is there, you go to your view and you check. This field, what it does is that it gives you an idea of the quality on your table. But here, we don't need actually need to do anything because it's already processed and cleansed data, so that we don't waste so much time on cleaning and cleaning. It'll be valid, it's valid and no error and empty. So you check that for each of them, on them and on them. Okay. Any questions so far?
None at the moment.
Okay, good. Okay, so here I will click and apply. Good. So now I'm going to go to this model view where I was trying to explain the relationship that we have between these objects and how they are related to each other. Sorry, I'm trying to move it so that it looks readable. So one thing you say is that this line goes to this line. This is the entity relationship diagram that I was mentioning earlier. So it tells you how the relationship between this entity and this entity. You are saying that it is one here and a star here. It means that it is a one to many, meaning that you only have one type here in this result type. Sorry. You only have one, you only have one entry in a pizza type. Was so the other thing that we'll probably need here is the other thing that we'll need is a date table, which I'm just going to create here, and I'm just going to call it, sorry, date table. I just like at least spacing it so that I'll easily see what error that I can get. And I'm going to do add columns here. The first column that I want to do is compute date automatically, make it dynamic. So I'll pass in another function here, which would be calendar. This thing that is called DAX. It's the expression language in Power BI that you use to do so many like it's just less likely to macros in this thing, but it's much more powerful than macros in Power BI. It's data analysis expressions. and it's just synonymous with Power BI. They use it in SQL Server analysis services too, which is a stack in with Microsoft too. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to be able to link the minimum date on the orders, such that it's only the dates that are here that will be populated on my table. So as you can see from here, it has like an IntelliSense. Once you call, this is a function. It's a calendar, we call it functions. So you can see that it expects two arguments, meaning a start date and an end date. And the way I'll get the start dates from the others, because they are related, I can just say minimum, what they call it, minimum, and this is on others. I'm computing the minimum dates there, and it expects another another argument. That's end date. I'll do the max from others. And this date field in others. Okay. Clear so far?
Sorry, if I may ask, why are we using orders and not something else?
Okay, so it's only others here. So this is the only date field in all these data sets. They're only related. So what we are doing is that, allow me to listen. So what you will see on, let me show you here on one of these data sets so that you see, or on that website. Look, on this, what we're trying to do is to just link the date that we're generating, the date table that we're generating dynamically. We want to make sure that it's in line with the data set, such that it's only the dates that are contained in this data set that you would create a date for. So you will start from 2015 up to the maximum date that you have. Did I explain it kind of in a way that you understand?
Yeah, okay. I think because we're trying to address the first question, is it?
The first question, meaning?
From the PISA data set that we got.
Yes. Because each day, that is a time dimension, a date dimension. So we'll need all of them at some point in time. So that's why I just want to create it. You always need it, because the business intelligence is all about aggregation trending. Before you now go and say you want to do correlation and saying that how many people are going to leave my business, how many people are going to check in, and that is that. So the next column that I'm going to do is is year. How do I calculate my year? Because I have this date here, the first one, I can also go and say that I use a function called year. I would like you to just read up on DAX a lot, and that way you just watch it and read up on DAX, DAX, capital letter, and see the power that it holds. You can also use it in Excel, because most of these things, especially in Excel, Office 365, it has all the Power BI functionalities also there, although not as it may not be as robust as this, but they're always improving it. Okay, so so I think I've missed something. Yes, I've missed something. Yeah, I'm supposed to have been able to close my this. So I put a year, and I'll be able to get this date. So I want to extract year from the date. Next that I'm bringing is month. So the MMM says that what it means is that you can see from this function, I'm formatting this date in this, the value in this format, meaning that I'm going to have JAN, FEB, Jan, February, March, MAR, like the short form of the month in itself. So I'll also add the month number because it will be useful when you want to start sorting. This QQ will appear as a Q1, Q2, Q3. It's just the syntax that you have to just know by heart. You don't have to know it the first time. What you do eventually is just Google it as you're using it, then it becomes part of you over time. I'm going to be done with this very soon today. So I'm adding the day number too, so that you have a 1 to 7. You can sort it. I don't want to sort it also. That's why I've added this. I guess let's see. where I missed it, like sorry, I can't see. Oh, sorry, these things can. So now I've created my date, and from here, when my table view, you can see this is the date that dynamically created, and this is everything that was generated from it, which starts from 2015 up to whatever it is. Now, what I'm going to do is to link this dates table with the others table. And the simple way to do it is just you drag from here to here. You see it automatically gives you the relationship one to many, one here to many. And if you need to change it, you can just double click on it and see on others and data table how they relate to each other. Any questions so far? What I can do is here I can paste this so that you can just use it as your sorry, let me paste it. And that's what we generated. Okay, so let's go back to this place. We have some questions that we need to answer here. They're asking how many customers do we have each day? Because we don't have customers, so we'll probably use order and say that is the order ID directly translates to
I'm sorry, another question here, or a hand up. Is it a question?
Okay. My question is it that for every data set given, we need to impute this table that you've just generated, or is because of the nature of the question, that is why we're imputing the date table?
Yes, you are kind of correct. Ideally, any modeling that you do, I'll tell you is 99% most of the time that you have a date table, or like we call it in financial parlance, a date dimension, because you'll be able to run trends to say that the distribution over time. What they have here is just a single date, but you need to be able to break that date into so many, like this date, you say, oh, it's in this year, in this month, this is the month of, and this quarter is in the third quarter of that year, on what day. So you are essentially not limiting yourself to how well you can slice that data and be able to trend it over time, over a period. So like, yeah, if they ask you how many within this year, you would have to be recomputing over and again. So for each line of this item, it automatically translates into one of these if you want to report it by year or by month or by quarter. You can you can also do like a fiscal year also within it, and I'm able to say that this seventh month is in what quarter of your financial year. If it's in Australia, it will probably be your second fiscal month in your fiscal year. So I hope I've been able to clarify a little.
Very well, yeah.
Just to add, so what he's doing now is called data modeling, and data modeling is about showing relationship between entities and the attributes, as he explained earlier. So an entity, like for example, you are an entity, Roshi, but you have many attributes, and there's a relationship between you as the entity and your attributes. And sometimes in this relationship, so for example, you might be able to, you are one person with a unique identifier or a unique number, but you're able to make 10 purchases. So the relationship between you and that 10 purchases, you can only go one, just one of you. But 10 purchases can have several other things feeding into it, or other attributes or sub-attributes, and that's the relationship is trying to demonstrate. And this will be necessary when you're trying to find out, it's dependent on what you're trying to find out that will determine if you need to do this modeling table. So if you're trying to find out how many times a customer made an order, what days of the week or dates or months or all of those information, then it might become necessary to look at all of this relationship between that customer who is the entity or the unique with a unique identifier or a customer number and all of these attributes. So that's what he's trying to demonstrate. So I hope it answers your question that it's dependent on what you're looking for, trying to find out, that determines if you go this route.
It makes sense to me. And moreover, on the question, we don't have those date table identified previously. Well, I'm looking at the situation where the question comes with those date table identified. You have the day, the month, everything. You might not need to do this. Am I correct?
So it depends on what you're trying to find out, which
Okay.
will also be dependent on the kind of data sets that you have. Like I said, modeling is largely very important in situations where you have a customer, you're trying to look at order number, order ID, order dates, you have SKUs and all of those things. So it's largely used in the retail space where they have to be able to understand customers' buying behavior.
Okay.
That's a typical example. There are several other instances, maybe in the hospital where there's a patient and they want to understand when the patient came in, when the patient was treated. Those are situations where modeling is largely relationship between data. So how does it relate to each other?
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is try to group every calculation that I want to do within a table, just to arrange them properly. What I'm going to do is all the measures that I want to create. I'm going to just give it a name for measures, because we want to start answering all these questions that were asked of us. How many customers do we have each day? I can go ahead and come here because you already see it here, and I'll add a new measure. Okay. What do we call it? Help me, please. The first question. Okay, let's first let me first create the others. I can delete this one because I don't need it. So first I have my orders, which I will use also to do some other things. Now, in other details, I have other details at the quantity. Okay, so this means that one order can, like I was explaining to you earlier, that one order can contain many pizzas and different quantities. So yeah. Sorry. Sorry. So here, because I have, let me try and explain this to you. I need to calculate the total sales of of everything that we have, because we have the quantity and we have the order, the price on two different tables. And I'm not just submit one of them up. I'm going to do I'm coming to some. I'm going to use sum x. There's sum and there's sum x in this instance. What the sum does is, like, say for instance, if I was just summing the total of one table in one, I'll use the sum. But if I need to do some other divisions, multiplications with something else, like in this case, you have what they call it. You have the quantity here, and you have the price. Sorry, you have the price in this guy. So they are not in the same. I just need to explain this so that you won't understand why I'm using the sum x and the sum, because I used to make that mistake a long time ago. To say you use sum instead of sum x. Yeah, it wasn't always giving me the correct thing, and I was always, oh, okay. Let me just finish with this. I will show you. So let me just finish with this, and I'll show you very soon. So here I'm doing my other details. What this sum x, what it asks you, because like anything that you open with a bracket, usually there are functions, and the first parameter is going to say that it's a table. The object that you want to use as a primary one, and I'm here, and I'm going to pick the quantity from uh, from other details. Then I do other quantity. Yeah. Then I want to multiply it by the price in pizza. Yeah. The reason, if they were on the same table, I want you to do this. I have to use related in this instance, and I go and pick my price from another table, which is pizza and price. That's what related function That's what it does. So this gives me, I'm calculating without adding to the table. One thing I could have done was probably, if they were on the same table, I could have created another column. But what it does is that it's going to add to your model, and it's going to make your Power BI file bigger. And those are one of the benefits that you get from measures. You calculate it on the fly, and it can be dynamic at any point in time. So, going back to the question that Busola asked, this is how I created these all measures. I just did enter data like this, and I gave it all measures there. Is that clear? So I just say yes. Good. So once I did that, it will give me like an empty one. Then I start creating this ellipsis here. You can do new measure, and you go. Listen, I'll try and paste this for you so that total sales and orders. So you can just lift it, copy and paste so that we are in the same page. So the next question. Next question is, how many people are typically in order? Do we have bestsellers? And how much money did we make this year? I can verify this is 19 in sales. I can interpret it so in many ways, and I will just try and put something that, at least so that for learning purposes, we'll get it. What I want to do right now is to do time slots for what they call it, for order. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll add a new column to this one and give it time slots. So I'm going to use a switch function, which we use to do conditional. It's also in Excel. So if you understand Excel well, you should be able to understand it. Like we are doing an if statement in this case. The first, I want to test a scenario. So what I'm going to do is, okay, and I'll now start testing my stuff. If my time, that's orders time, so one thing that I wanted to do, okay, I'll come back to this guy. Let me sort this one first. Here we're saying that the time, the earliest time here is sorry, my mouse is always message 9, and the latest in the same order, if you see it, is around 22. That's around 11, but around 11. That's when probably they close, and that's why I want to do this time slots, and that's why I'm trying to do a conditional for it there, such that I'll break this time down into periods. So here I'm trying to extract the time. If the time is greater or equal to, I'll call this time function, which expects the hour, the minute, the second. So because I know that it starts from 9 minutes, seconds. If it's greater or equal to 9, and as an ampersand, and time, and time others, sorry, others time less than or equal to we want to do like 3 hour this thing, that's 9 to 12. That'll be 11, 59, 59. Okay. I'll say then you separate by a comma and said and give it the result. If this condition holds true, I want to say that give me this 9 to 12 p.m. Okay. Likewise, I can control alt down. I can duplicate this by pressing your Shift Alt and down arrow. Shift Alt down arrow to copy what you've done here. And I can say that from 12 to 3. 3 is 15, right? That's 14. That's 12 to 3 p.m. Next one. So it will be 15 to 6. That is 17:59. This should be 18. To the next one will be 21, so it will be 20. That's 8 p.m. It's almost 9 p.m. That's 6. 6 to 9 p.m. Let's do one more. Uh, 21 to 23. 559. And that should give me close this guy. Note that before I close this, there's a red sign there, meaning that an error is there. And hence, what I was trying to correct is just mark it and down, and it populates. Okay. Sorry, this is 6 to 9, and this is 9 to 12 p.m. Sorry, 12 a.m. This is supposed to be 12 a.m. Sorry. Okay. Do I send this, or are you following? Can I just send
I think this. I think the second to the last line Okay, I could see even numbers, odd numbers. 29 p.m., right?
25,
okay.
9, yeah. Okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Look at, yeah, so just look at it. That's what was generated, and this is what is populated here. So, yeah, so that's a time slot that we've computed, added it as a new column here, and calculated on fly using the DAX expressions. I'm just trying to show you things that you do on a on a on a on a daily basis, basically. So let's go back to our question and say that, sorry. How many customers do we have each day? That will just be the like average customer per day. Yeah. So I'm going to be having to calculate another new measure to do like an average customer per day that we're doing. So I'm just going to do new measure. Average orders, because we don't have customer, we have orders. And I can just assume that the orders and the customer, they are the same thing. Average orders, sorry. So here, I'll divide let me close this guy. I'll do the order count, distinct count. Distinct count of let's pick it from other details. We can pick it from anywhere, but let's just pick it from other details and the other ID there, because I'm sure nobody will have an empty stuff. Then divided by distinct count. Distinct count of the days that are there. So this gives you to have answered the days. So the next question we're asking is how many pizza are ordered by day, or something, which we also calculate right now using like the average. So if you divide other details with other ID, it should get you that. What I'm just going to do is to listen. I will create another one and say that this one is a new measure and say I'm just paste and say average pizza per day, average pizza in another, sorry. Average pizza per order. So I'll divide other details, ID, distinct count of the detail in the detail over the number of days. So because, let me see. Yeah. Divided by order ID. So next question is how many this one we can do by graph. By the time we get to dashboard, you will see that. So now we are done with data modeling. So where we're going now is create the reports. Any questions so far? None. Okay. Let me, first of all,
I have a question.
Tell me.
Yes, I have a question. Yeah.
Tell me.
In modeling, in modeling the data, I noticed that in the functions there are commands, and how do we get to? I need to understand how you get to enter these commands, which command to use at what time, and also notice that some of the some they are in different colors as they appear. And I really need explanation so that I get to understand how to process this information and understand it better.
Okay, so these in blue. Okay, no worries. So it's kind of similar to the way Excel works, only slightly different. The regular Excel, it's kind of similar. So there are functions that are natively there. Like in Excel, if you want to do a number of stuff, you do sum. Because these have been programmed there for you to reuse. And it's the same way with the DAX works. Basically, you are working with a knowledge that you know from something and using it to program and do what you want. I will leave you with maybe this DAX link or something so that Power BI DAX. So you see DAX Power BI issued.
Okay.
Yes, so you can see it here and just go through the basics of the DAX. There are functions. So once you the good thing about it is that once you pick that function, just think, okay, like now I need to divide something. You know that there should be a function for divide. Just do divide and you open the function. It will tell you the number of parameters that it requires. By the time you do this, let me see. By the time you do, let me just do another one so that you measure and you see test. By the time I do divide, it tells you the numerator and the denominator. So you first put the numerator, what is up, and the denominator separated by a comma, and you give the result. You understand? So usually they will be in blue. Anything that you see red like this, it means that there's an error. By the time you put your mouse over it, you see expected additional parameters. So the error was there. And that's how you go and just kind of correct it. Is that clear? First, I'm right-clicking and let me set my canvas setting, and I want to put it as custom. This I'm just doing it natively because I understand because of my screen and what I want to do. I'll leave this at this, and vertical alignment to middle canvas. Make the transparency. I leave it at 50. Yeah, inside the text box. I'm giving it a header, and I want to just try and format it and make it look all right. I'll just make this 20, and I'll make it bold also, and I'm going to make it white, showing, and I'm going to go to the format and change the first. Sorry, I click on this guy. Sorry, visuals. The background color. Let's look at something that I want to do. What color should we use? That way, because are we following?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let's start answering our question. Which one should we answer first? Let me see. Let me add a bar chart. And I don't know which one should I use. Okay, let's use this bar chart, and I'll start adding my okay. Let's see time slot. X-axis, X-axis, time slot order. Sorry, I'm trying to see my screen is doing some. Hold on. Sorry, please give me 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute, sorry. I'm sorry, please give me 1 minute. 1 minute.
So I think it's just for the table to, maybe we'll need to expand the table a bit, and the graph will come up.
Right. So what I've tried to do here is to break it down by time slots and the orders that we calculated using the measures, which shows the total orders by these time slots. What I'm going to do is to just arrange it, and I can try and sort it. I can try and sort it and say that I sort it by time slots by ascending, but you notice that it's not working. It's that 12 months. So it means that it's not showing as we want it to show. It's showing 9 to 12 p.m. here, 9 to 12 a.m. here, and this is so. It just tells you that you need to add another column like you would use to sort maybe like a numeric that will sort it properly. So I'm going to go back to, sorry, just my throat is okay. So I'm just going to go back to this order here. If this guy orders there, and I'm going to try and copy this.
I think we have 9 to 12 twice.
No, we have 9 to 12 p.m., 9 to 12 a.m. So it's not twice. One is at night and one is yeah, so I'm going to do this, and I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to add another column. Yeah, I'll just copy this, and I'll do a new column. I'll do a new column here, and I'll call it something else. Maybe like a sort column here, as sort column, something. Then instead of this one, what I'll just do I just say I sort this one as 1, and this one 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then that should do the magic. Okay, so this is 5 and stuff. So we can go back to this guy and try and do and add the sorting to the this is so that let me say do where's the sort and sort somewhere around there. So okay, let me sort it from this guy time slots. Sorry, I will sort from here and sort ascending, and that should resolve it from yeah. This thing is still disturbing me. I should have done this thing. Okay. Times. I think the sort column is somewhere around there. Table tools. It should be column tools. Yes. Sort column. Yeah. It should work. Okay, let me just leave it for now. I'll find it and I'll tell you what you can do.
Do you need to look at it that the data? I
No,
mean,
it's not
the
data,
one with funnel.
Which one?
No, go back to the drawing. Yes, the first one. The one like funnel.
This one.
Yes.
No, these are filters. It's
Okay, filters.
Yeah, these are filters.
Okay.
Ideally, I'm supposed to sort it from somewhere around there. Yeah, my sort column, which normally used to work, but time slot sorts.
Or you want to go out of the time slot and come back again?
No, I think, let me see. Don't worry, I will come. It's just it's what they call it. I'll get this. So let's leave this one for now. We have our first visualization. I will move on from it. I'll come back to the sorting and I'll translate. So here, I will format this chart itself so that I'll do it once and I'll just be copying and I'll use what is what do we call this title here? Help others by time slot. Let's see, this is peak hours, Abi. Peak hours. So you know that the peak hours, from here you can tell that the peak hours is between 12 to 3 p.m. Peak.
Yes.
Yeah. I just don't want to dwell on this because I can't. I don't want to move on. I want to fix this one. Okay, it's fine. Here you can do any formatting that you want to do, and on the this thing, I can change the fonts from here, say Sigma or something, semi-bold or whatever. You can change them and format it here. You can say it's increasing. So whatever you want to do at this point, you can do that and format. I can come here because I'm not sure that we need it. So I can turn off the title if I'm here, come here and delete it. I don't actually need it. And others, yes, I can leave others and what. I can leave it this way and let me click on now spacing, and I need to do conditional formatting this place. I was trying to click it to be able to change it. I want to change the color of this chart from the default blue. So I go to colors and I choose, I do conditional formatting option. And I have rules, font style, I do gradient, and I choose others. This way I choose others. From lowest value to highest value as 0, and lowest value I just pick gray, this gray, and for the highest value, what do I want to give so that it rhymes with my stuff? And this is going to, so the gradient will take it from the gray to this color as it's increasing. And so I can add padding and stuff, but I'm not so great at beautifying things. And but you know, I can. So this is the first chart. What I can do also now is to do. Let me do. Well, I have two screens on mine. I'm quickly. So for this one, I'm copying this because I don't have to this. What I'm going to do now is to remove some of the visuals here. I'll just change the second question that I want to answer, which will be see, it's supposed to show me the categories somewhere in the boxes. Okay, so yeah. Okay. I'm moving this, and I'm moving this. So the y-axis, what do I want to put it?
So did you drag the data out to be able to pick the actual day you want?
Okay, so it's okay. Let me go back. I deleted it. What I did was to copy this guy, Control C, Control V. I paste, then I drag this one out. I can modify it. Then yes, then I can now change whatever I want to change. It's still time slot here. What I can do is I put it by. I look for
Data. Okay.
yes, and look for by day.
Okay.
And can tell you whether it's Sunday, it's whatever, and I can say um, sort axis by day. No, okay. Now let me go back to my date table and go and sort this date table. Sorry, I go back to this date table. Yes, and I what I should do is to sort this column by this and sort by this by dates, and let's see if it comes up. Dun. Sort axis by. I'm still not getting this part where you sort by this number, but let me see if I can add it to something here. So basically, this one is it shows you how by tomorrow or later, if I have time, I'll be able to find out what I'm missing here in sorting this thing. So ideally, it should come from Tuesday, from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on how you want to do it. So that's one of the things for copying visuals. What we've been able to do here is copy everything that we wanted there and just changed. So it retains the properties that is there, and we'll give it to this one, and changing the dimensions that we're using. So what I can do is, again, I copy this one and I paste it and I move it again, which is another visualization that I want to do. So here, I think we want to calculate the seasonal dates. Let me see here. Okay. Where's my stuff? Okay. Page 4. Sorry. So we're trying to calculate the seasonal date. Seasonality, that's yes, and how much money we made in this stuff. So here I can come back here and say that this is I can turn it to a line chart here, and in the x-axis I will probably I'll add year. Let me see, I can add year to it. I can add year, and I can add I can add months. I can remove dates. Okay. And I can sort. Let me see. Transform. Format. Sorry, I'm wasting your time there. Okay, so that's where's the dates? Okay, for months. Okay, I'll sort by months. Sorry, order by period. This is Monday to that's the date. That's the day. Sort by period.
We have 15 minutes to go, sir.
Jesus.
You can start rounding up. I'm preparing us for tomorrow.
Okay, so I 15 minutes.
Yes, and we'll also be taking questions. And
okay.
you give
So
us
the slide stop here, what?
Do we have any questions from what we've learned so far? If there are no questions, you can go on for another 5 minutes. But if we have questions, then it's yes. So we have questions. It's better to take questions now. And then you spend the remaining time to answer those questions. So Elizabeth, you can go ahead and ask your question.
All right. Good evening, everyone. This is really not a question, as it were. It's a request. I know that tomorrow's class is going to be a physical class. And
Okay.
I am just asking if there's any chance that that class can be recorded. I am joining from Glasgow, and I am not able to attend the physical class tomorrow.
Yes, the session tomorrow would also be recorded.
All right. Thank you so much.
Do we have any other questions?
Okay. Sister Ade, my question is just to remind us some of those things Olumide promised to bring. Maybe we'll be getting it tomorrow, or if it's available now. Something on understanding SQL. We've done the dimension modeling, I believe. That was what we started with. Okay, we're working on dashboards, is it?
Yes. On SQL, I'm just going to give you something. I think I have a PDF file. No, I have a PowerPoint slide that I used so many years ago. It's still relevant. Yes.
And for the function element of Power BI, is that the DAX stuff you gave us?
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay, that's all from my end.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any other questions? So just a quick recap. Yesterday, we learned visualization with Power BI. We downloaded, we learned how to download the Power BI desktop version. There's also the Power BI web and it's the mobile one. And we uploaded our data set onto Power BI and did a bit of playing around with it yesterday to see how you can visualize, largely put it in consumable form where it makes sense, and you can, you know, have summaries and all of that from on your Power BI. And today we have learned modeling. And we have also played around with data sets and looked at how to show relational dimensions between entities and attribute. And he has showed us DAX, that's data analysis expressions. And there are links on the chat, in the chat box to better understanding DAX and to learn more about data sets and how to do the syntax for your DAX. There are links and that you can copy and paste in the chat box. Tomorrow session will be physical. We would have it recorded and uploaded on our YouTube channel for people who can be there physically. But if you are able to be there, I'd implore you to please make it there on time. We're going to start 11 a.m. on the dot. No African timing because we're no Africans here. We're Scottish people. So please be on time tomorrow. Tomorrow's session will be very practical. Mr. Olumide, what are you going to be teaching us tomorrow so that they will have an idea of what to bring?
I think we should finish this tomorrow.
Okay. So
I think we should finish this.
Laptops. Yeah. That they should come with their laptops.
Yes, it will be ideal to come with your laptop.
Okay. And pre-downloaded data sets that you want to work on tomorrow.
Yeah, it will be there.
And if you have any friend that is supposed to be here or can benefit from this that has missed day 1 and day 2, please bring them tomorrow. They can catch up on what they missed on day 1 and day 2 on YouTube, and they can be part of the session tomorrow. So please invite as many people as you can. Tomorrow's session would be the icing on the cake, and it will seal all of these things that you have learned. So please invite as many people as you can tomorrow. The venue again is 29 Palmerston Road, Fountain of Love Church, Aberdeen, and we will start at 11 a.m. Is there any information I'm missing out? Brochure? Is there anything else you would like people to know? From the audience as well, if there's anything else you would like us to touch on tomorrow, could you let us know that now? Is there anybody that wants something specific that they want us to look at or consider touching tomorrow? I know we have very short time to cover a lot. So if there's anything that you're looking out for specifically tomorrow, anybody? Is there anybody willing to give any feedback on today's session?
I want to allow others to talk. Yeah, we'll talk later.
You must talk tomorrow. So this is where we're stopping today. We're on some dashboard, so we'll pick up from here tomorrow. And since we don't have any questions, we still have about 8 minutes. So we'll let Bro Olumide just wrap this up see what he can wrap up in 8 minutes, and then we can pick up from there tomorrow. Okay, then. Go ahead. We'll use 8 minutes to wrap this up so that we'll have a definite point to pick up from tomorrow. And then we can all go.
Okay, so I'm just trying to format stuff, not anything. So what I've just done is to turn this guy from blue to gray, such that this eye points, it blends with the color theme that we're using. No, we use the gradient themes, meaning that from the lowest he goes to these what's this color? I want to run a party. People will go to parties. I think, what does it look like? I don't know. But so I'm changing this blue line, the default lines from here, and I'm changing this into gray. That's just the little adjustment that I made. Nothing fancy in it. So, and that's how it looks. For the sorting, at least by tomorrow, I will come back with you on how to do the sorting. I'll just look at it again. I think I'm missing something. I can actually arrange this anyhow that I want and place it anyhow you want, so that it even looks clean a little bit. Adjusting and adjusting. Or let me see, reduce this way, reduce this way. Here, I can copy and paste, and this one I turn it from here to probably donut chat 2, and I'll probably remove this guy, and the values will still be others, and it tells me, and I put the legend in category. Where's the category? Okay, yeah, I'll put the category in others. So you see the category of this is another type of chart that you use to classic the supreme and the veggie and chicken. And this is the distribution that you see according to this chart. Let me see. I can add another legend there. I can do, hold on, so I can do others by I can do others by site also. By size, where's the size? Yep. I see the large being the most troublesome guy that people order a lot. So basically, this is how you can do things with from the same data set. You've been able to dimension it in different charts representing different things. So you can actually see that within this period, this is the most busy period that they have, and Thursdays, I think, Thursdays, more orders are made on Thursdays. Thursday is the fourth working day of the month, and the peak period, the highest period, probably in July. So we can see. So this kind of gives you just like a broad overview of everything. We'll try and still finish it up by tomorrow and see what we can get, and the minimum and the bottom orders, because I won't have time to go through all of them today. But this is basically about it for beginners, basically. I hope I hope I didn't confuse you. I'm so sorry.
So if we go back to the question
yes,
that we're trying to answer,
yes.
Which of those questions have we done justice to?
Okay, so how many customers do we have per day? This one, I'm planning to do a cards with it. So another visualization that's probably you use is a card. And in this one, you'll be adding the measure that's average. Which question is this?
How many customers do we have per day?
Yes. this will be orders per day, basically, because the orders in itself will be
Day.
the customer. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So this will be the average number of customers per day based on what we calculated using our DAX. So here, formatting, because customer, it cannot be 59 point something, and that's where you have to format it and say that it is, you go back and format it to the whole number.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think we can leave it here, and by tomorrow we should be able to complete it, and I'll try as much as possible to be fast and answer questions as we go along. I'm sorry that my throat again caught up with me. I'm sorry.
So thank you, Mr. Olumide. We really appreciate your time. I must confess personally, you've made Power BI attractive to me. I thought we have some, you need to be a guru to be able to do this, but there are things you've brought to our knowledge, which makes it something you want to dare into and be an expert in it. I want to appreciate you. I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. We thank you all. If you are not there, this won't go on, and we believe you will be able to apply this in your places of work and make this a cutting edge in you delivering on what you project whatsoever you've been given. I believe by tomorrow we should have any other question that is bothering the mind, we should be able to ask, and we'll take up projects that will make us better in it. And let's not forget that the day 1 and 2, one has been posted on the CRED website, and the day 2 also will be posted immediately after the class. So if there are things you're missing, you could catch up with them. And let's also come with our laptops tomorrow, like Sister Tayo said, please 11 o'clock, not 11:01. And hopefully we promises to finish on time. Thank you once again. Tayo, do you have any other word for us?
That's it. Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Good night.
Good
Good night.
night.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Zara.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Taiwo.